Okay, the first question is, how do you help a friend who seems like they are depressed, yet they're distancing themselves from everyone, including yourself? Also, if they confided in you, is it the right thing to let their church leader know behind their back?
I will take that last part of the question. I think at times, if you know what's going on, I think there's times where knowing something, I guess as a youth pastor, now there's situations where I will find out something that is actually too great for me to bear. It's beyond my level of ability to help. And I think at times the best pastoral thing I can do is to actually take that to my senior pastor. And in that sense, that would be going to a leader, not behind their back in terms of passing gossip, but just as a means of helping, even if it's just to get counsel, to then go back down and share it with them. I think for me to hold on to something that was beyond my ability, I wouldn't see that as loving them in the best way I could in terms of that. Someone's withdrawing.
I mean, there's so many parts to that question in the sense that it depends how much they're withdrawing. It depends upon who the person is and how vulnerable they were in the first place and all those things. And you may do something for one person different from the other. I mean, we're all different. We all come from different sort of circumstances. So you do have to kind of make a judgment as to how different is this for this person. If this is a very different state of affairs than what they normally are, then yes, you would probably do more than if this was something less than that or different from that. And I think it's also a rule of thumb too, in the sense of whether you involve other people. There is a professional rule around about the suicide. There can be no confidentiality when the person is at risk of suicide, and you can't engage in confidentiality. If you do, and the person suicides, it's not a good look, and you're going to struggle when you have to talk to the coroner. At least that's what we used to say. So it's a very bad outcome thing, but it's kind of like you do need to take a responsibility if the person is suicidal and likely to do something. And it's not a matter of going behind somebody's back. You can talk to them, I think, about it and say, look, under these circumstances, this is what I need to do. Going behind their back is always tricky, and it's very likely to lose a friendship and very likely to lose your access.
Just perhaps taking a different angle, I think that one of the best things we can do in friendship and any relationship with people is to empower them to be making some decisions. And as small a decision as it is, it begins to make them a little bit stronger. And so to feel that you've got to go and tell somebody that your friend is depressed, for me, I would be encouraging you to say, look, let's go and talk to somebody about this. I'll come with you to have a yarn to your parents or to your youth leader or something like that. Go with them, but don't be a fix-it person. Or a rescuer. You know, you can't do this, so I'll do this. Empower them to find the little bit of emotional strength that they have to make some sort of decision that begins to lead them forward. I think that's part of what the question's about. I can't recall the first part. We seem to have addressed the second part.
First part was, how do you help a friend who seems like they're depressed, and yet they're distancing themselves from everyone, including yourself?
Well, that distancing, of course, is part of depression, is withdrawing, and so, yeah, that would be what I would just...
I mean, the obvious first part of that is you be more of a friend. I think in the Jewish Proverbs, it says, it talks about a friendship that is closer than a brother. Sorry about the gender bit of that, but that's what it says. And a good friend can become the closest person you've got. So you become more of a friend.
Okay, cool. The next question is, how do I initiate talking to my depressed friend when I know it will be uncomfortable for them?
Yeah. It's unanimous what to
Nice
do.
move.
The mother of five. How do I start talking to them? I think that you're talking about your best friend, so therefore you do, on that friendship, relationship level, speak the same language. And so, come on mate, what's going on? You're not yourself, etc. I think just to be able to maintain that friendship. You often find, and I find, that depressed people can be in denial for some time, particularly guys, that's how you found it. But to have to confront an adult male and say, look, do you realise that what's going on is that you're actually depressed? You've described so many signs and symptoms of depression. They find it very, very hard. So you may have to be quite hard-nosed about it and point out some of the things that are going on that is clearly depression, and we need to get some sort of help for this. And for some, you may have to go further and encourage them to see a doctor to get some medical help. For others, it may be talking, but somehow you just got to get it out from in here and begin to help them talk. And this isn't sitting down for long talks. It's just being very thankful for a little bit that comes out all the time, but don't let it close off the conversation. Be very careful about yes/no answers to questions that you might ask. Use open questions, open-ended questions, so that they can actually really begin to express it's their feelings that you're looking for.
You talked about your friends taking you for a walk down the waterfront.
Yeah.
There's something about talking to a person when you're walking with them. To let you into a parental trick, your parents may have tried this. I've got 5 kids too, and I certainly planned it. Because these conversations work best in the car when they can't jump out. And when you're both looking ahead and not looking at each other.
That's right.
Looking at each other it's confrontational in nature, even if you're not confrontational in manner. Walking beside a person or sitting beside a person having these conversations is a lot easier. I hope your parents don't kill me for this, but you probably don't need it. But that was a way we could really have our best conversations about difficult issues.
Okay, you've already answered this a bit, but if my friend is depressed and won't seek help no matter how bad it is getting, should I step in and take them to a doctor myself, as it is the only way the action will ever be taken?
It's making the assumption that you're the only person in your friend's life, and I would challenge that. There will be a number of people in your friend's life, including your parents. And it may well be that you need to look at getting support for helping that. It's not just all on your shoulders, and don't let it be taken all on your shoulders. That's not good for you, and it's not good for the relationship.